Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I actually cannot believe that I am filming this video today. We are celebrating something very exciting and wow, I can't believe I'm actually filming this video today. We got Miss Luna up here, sitting ready to help me film this video today. What we are celebrating is I just completed my fifth year as a flight attendant with my airline. And looking back, I cannot believe all of the life lessons I've learned, the independence that I have gained, the sympathy that I have learned to have for others, the memories I've made, places I've been able to travel. I have just been so extremely blessed and privileged to have the career so far that I have. Something that would be really fun and a good way to kind of go down memory lane and talk about my experiences over the past few years as a flight attendant is to share different pictures that you guys requested on Instagram of my flight attendant journey. Okay, so the first picture request was please share a picture of your very first layover. So believe it or not, when I first started flying right out of training, I was sent to Miami, and that was my base. And my very first layover was actually Grand Cayman in the Cayman Islands. And oh my gosh, it was stunning. The water was so blue and clear. It was the clearest water I think I've ever seen in my life. I love the beach. You all know that about me. Like, I just absolutely love the beach, and just being there was so surreal and it was so beautiful. But yeah, that trip was obviously very memorable because it was my first layover and it was somewhere like so beautiful. I could not have asked for more. Okay, next one, your favorite destination that you have gotten to travel to with Eric. I would say that the best destination that him and I have been together was Maui, Hawaii. And I was actually able to bring him with me on a work trip. So I worked the flight there and then he just flew as a passenger. He's on my benefits. So he was able to do that and we had so much fun. We went to a luau, we rented a car, we got to drive around, explore, and do a bunch of really fun things. And then I don't remember the name of the exact beach that we went to, but we went to this stunning beach. The water was so blue and beautiful, and we just had an amazing time. And that's just one of like the biggest blessings of my job is that, you know, it's not like this every day. As you guys have seen before, like there are some very, very long days and some not so good days with this job, but then every once in a while you get a day where it feels like a vacation. Like your layover just feels like a mini vacation. A picture of Luna. I just want to say that I love how much you guys love Luna. Like, obviously Eric and I love Luna as if she was our own child, but I just think it is so awesome how much my YouTube community also loves her. And you guys always want to see her. You always want to see pictures and videos of her, which I just think is awesome. So I guess to make this flight attendant related too, I took these pictures of Luna outside our old apartment in Texas, and I put my scarf on her because it was, I think, Flight Attendant Appreciation Day or something like that. And I just thought it would be really cute. So I just have these silly pictures of Luna outside wearing my flight attendant scarf. My first selfie out of training. Okay, so I think this was one of the first selfies that I took out of training. I took this in a hotel room. I don't know if it was in Grand Cayman or somewhere else. It was the earliest selfie that I could find on my phone that I had taken out of training. A picture of the day I got my CJO. So I actually didn't take any pictures the day that I was given my conditional job offer, and that's what CJO stands for. It stands for Conditional Job Offer, and essentially what that means is once you finish your interview, if you are given a job offer, it is conditional on the fact that you finish training, because just because you're given the job doesn't necessarily mean that you will pass training and you will actually become a flight attendant. So I didn't take any pictures of the day that I actually got my job offer, but I did take a picture the morning that I traveled to my airline's headquarters to start training. And I left from Las Vegas. So I left from my home airport in Las Vegas where I grew up, and I had these two big old suitcases with me. I think I was like one of the only people to have two big suitcases. I definitely brought way too much stuff with me for training. Anyway, and then I also brought this little gift bag for the crew as well, just because I was so excited and so grateful to be starting my new journey as a flight attendant. Please share a picture of New York. So I have been fortunate enough to have a few different layovers in New York, but nothing beats the first time that you go there. So the first time that I went there, I remember I saw Grand Central Station, I saw Times Square, I saw Central Park. It was just incredible. I had an absolutely amazing time. And every time I've gone back, I've also had a really good time as well, but just nothing beats seeing it for the very first time. I kind of feel like that's what it's like for a lot of cities. Like the first time you see it is just amazing. But I am wondering from you guys, what cities have you been to repeatedly that just get or just feel as amazing as they did the very first time that you visited? A layover with the best food. Okay, so I have had the privilege of getting to travel to a lot of amazing places that have incredible food. I am definitely much more of a foodie now than I used to be prior to becoming a flight attendant. I'm still a bit of a picky eater, but not nearly as much as I was before. There's something about traveling the world and being in different countries, and you kind of have to force yourself to open your palate, open your taste buds to new things. Otherwise, you might not eat. So I'm definitely not as picky as I used to be. Gosh, I mean, it's hard to pick a place that has like the best food. So I'm gonna go with the two places that I have been where the specific meals that I had just stick out to me. And the first is Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. I had this chicken tortilla soup. I don't know if I was just really hungry or what it was, but this soup was to die for. This soup was incredible. I think I was like licking the bowl clean. Like that is how good this chicken tortilla soup was. I should have asked for seconds because it was absolutely incredible. And now I want to pick up that layover again just so I can have that soup again. And then the other meal that comes to my mind, it's actually another soup, was this chickpea soup that I had from this little restaurant in St. Thomas. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but oh my gosh, this soup also delicious. I licked the bowl clean. I was like frothing at the mouth for more. So for whatever reason, those two soups just really stand out to me as like the best meals that I've ever had in my travels. Pictures from Lithuania. Okay, so let me tell you all that Lithuania is probably one of my favorite places that I have ever been to. The architecture, the landscapes, the cobblestone streets, the food. A picture with a celebrity that you have met on the plane. So I have actually met Usain Bolt. And if you don't know who Usain Bolt is, he is a very famous Olympic level, now retired, I'm pretty sure, sprinter from Jamaica. So I was working a flight from Miami to Kingston, Jamaica, which is his hometown, and he just so happened to be on my flight. He was a really nice guy, although he slept the entire time. Like he slept the whole flight, and then at the end he asked if we wanted a picture, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I took a picture with him, and his like agent was with him too, and he was really nice. So very cool guy. Was really cool to meet like an Olympic athlete. Please share pictures from Japan. Okay, so I was able to go to Japan. This was actually before I had my YouTube channel, so I don't have any vlogs from Japan, but it was such a cool trip. So I got this trip off of airport standby. Was not expecting or prepared to do any type of international trip, and then as soon as I signed in at the airport for my airport standby shift, they immediately, I mean within like a minute of me signing in, called me for this flight going to Narita, Japan. And I was freaking out because I was nervous, but I was also so excited. This is also the longest flight that I have ever worked. I think it was around 12 or 13 hours going there and then coming back. And so we fly to Japan, and I am exhausted, but I still wanted to go out and do something. So I actually went to a mall that was nearby just so I could walk around, get out for a little bit, and that was really fun. It was really cool just seeing a mall in another country and just how they set everything up and like the Starbucks and everything. And then I went back to the hotel and I tried to sleep, but I was so jet lagged that I just could not fall asleep. So the next morning, I actually woke up with one of the other flight attendants, and it was pitch black outside when we started walking, but we walked a few miles to this temple where we were able to watch the sunrise. And I didn't take any pictures of them, but you could see the monks walking around, and oh my gosh, it was just such a unique and cool experience to get to see these temples and to just be at this place of worship. I don't even have words for just how unique and amazing that experience was. And then there was one prayer room that we went into where you had to take your shoes off. You weren't allowed to take any pictures. You didn't have any, like you couldn't have any cell phones with you or anything like that. So I did get to do that. And I will say Japan was probably the cleanest city that I have ever seen in my life. Like I did not even see a speck of trash on the ground, and it was just incredible. And so Japan is definitely somewhere that I am very much wanting to go back to. What is the coldest trip that you can ever remember going on? So I'm definitely gonna say off the top of my head that the coldest trips I've ever gone on are both of my trips to Alaska. So I went to Anchorage, Alaska in, I want to say September of last year, and then October of the year before. And I understand that this isn't even when it's like freezing there. It's not like it was December or January. Besides that, it was still so dang cold. But the second time I went on this hike, and the leaves were changing, and it was the most beautiful hike that I have ever been on in my entire life. Pictures and videos cannot do it justice. Like, that is how absolutely just stunning it is. I think I almost cried when I saw the view, just because I've never seen anything like that before in my entire life. It literally looked like a painting in front of me. And then the second coldest trip that I think I've ever been on was Bozeman, Montana. I just remember waiting outside with Tiffany, the hot springs, and it was so cold. I just remember like wanting to race inside because that's how cold we were. Pictures of the longest trip that you have ever been on. Okay, so the longest trip that I've ever been on, and it was not supposed to be this long. It was only supposed to be a 2-day trip, but it turned into a 5-day flight attendant trip where I got stuck in Orlando for like 4 whole days because we had that horrible snowstorm in Dallas. But I definitely made the most of this trip, and I was able to hang out with Allie, and we went to Disney World, and we had so much fun. So that was the longest unexpected trip that I've ever had. But I would say that the longest trip where I knew how long it was going to be was my first or second year flying. I can't remember. I got a trip off of, I want to say this one was also off of Airport Standby, to Santiago, Chile. And this was, I want to say, a 4-day trip, and it was awesome. We actually met up with a Miami-based crew, and we went on a hike, and we got to see the beautiful sights of the city and just enjoy our company with one another. And that was an awesome trip. But I do remember it feeling pretty long. Like, I do remember kind of being like, okay, I'm ready to go home now. Okay, a picture from a layover that I didn't think I would like but ended up loving. So I'm gonna go with Savannah, Georgia for this question, because it's not that I didn't think I would like it. It's very rare that I ever go into a layover thinking, oh, I'm not gonna like this city. Like, I can't actually think of a time that I've ever done that. But I didn't think I was going to enjoy this layover specifically as much as I did. I absolutely loved Savannah, Georgia. It was so much fun, and I would really like to go back and do one of their famous ghost tours. San Juan, Puerto Rico. I love Puerto Rico. I have been fortunate to go a few times, both on flight attendant trips and as a personal trip. So every year, my sister and I go on a trip together, and last year we went to Puerto Rico, and we had a fantastic time. We did excursions, we got to see waterfalls, we went horseback riding, and the hotel we stayed at had this really cool infinity pool that overlooked the beach, and it was gorgeous. Yeah, highly recommend a visit to San Juan, Puerto Rico. It was awesome. A picture of your first ever flight attendant trip to Europe. So my first ever flight attendant trip to Europe that I took was to London, and I had a fantastic time. I was exhausted. Oh my gosh, I was so unbelievably jet lagged and tired, but I had the absolute best time getting out and walking around and just seeing the city. An underrated layover. So I don't know if this is exactly an underrated layover, but I don't see people talking about it all the time, and I'm gonna go with Quito, Ecuador. I had so much fun in Quito. I thought it was one of the best layovers that I've ever had, honestly. I got to see these alpacas when we went on a hike, and that was really cool. And then we went to this swing that was like on top of this hill, and the food was good, the people were nice. Yeah, it's just a really awesome layover. Pictures from the most fun that you have ever had on a layover. I mean, I have had an absolute blast on so many of my layovers. I feel like that's the biggest blessing of my job, is being able to see the world and to have those new experiences. The one that comes to mind is a recent layover, and that was with my best friend Tiffany in Curacao. We had a blast. We got pina coladas by the water, hung out. We were able to walk around the town, go shopping. We got to see all of the colorful buildings. It was so pretty. And then we grabbed dinner by the water, and and got to watch the boats go by. And I don't know why, but that layover just really sticks out to me as just being like the most fun that I've ever had as a flight attendant on a trip before. A picture of your favorite experience on a beach. So as you all know, I love the beach. Like any beach layover I can get, I am all about it. Just something about the water really calms me, just grounds me, makes me feel at peace. And I just love the ocean. I've just always been a big ocean girl ever since I was a little kid. But I will say that my favorite beach experience that I've had on a layover is in Cancun, Mexico, when I woke up before the sunrise so I could get out to the beach and watch the sunrise. And I pretty much had the beach to myself, and it was so peaceful and so nice to be out there without any other people. I was able to read my book. It was just awesome. I mean, I don't even have words for it. It was just such a cool thing to do. Picture from the best unexpected trip. So I will say that anytime that I get a really good trip while on reserve, it's obviously unexpected because on reserve I'm on call and I have no idea where I'm going. So the best trips that are unexpected that I have gone on reserve are the few times that I have gone to go to Honolulu, Hawaii. So I know I talk a lot about Cancun being my favorite layover, but really I would say Honolulu, Hawaii is my favorite layover. The first time that I went there, I was so awestruck just by the beautiful beach and just the scenery, and there's just something about Hawaii that every time I go there, I just feel so happy. I mean, how can you not? It's paradise. I don't know. It's just like, it's the one destination where I just feel so incredibly happy to be there, and I'm like sad when I have to leave because it almost feels like home in such a weird way. It just feels like a piece of me belongs there. Every time I get to go to Hawaii, it's kind of always unexpected because it's not the easiest trip to get. I'm really hoping that I can get one more trip to Hawaii, like work another flight to Hawaii before I transfer to Philadelphia, because we don't fly there out of here. And so I'm really hoping before I get my transfer, I can just go there one more time. All right, and to close things off, the best sunrise or sunset that I have ever seen. So I do not think that pictures or video will do this justice, but the best sunrise that I have ever seen was, I don't even remember the date, but it was the last time that I was flying into London. And oh my gosh, I almost teared up. Just absolutely incredibly beautiful. So over the past 5 years as a flight attendant, I have had so many unique and incredible experiences that I would not have had in my lifetime if it weren't for my job. I have learned a lot, I have grown a lot, and I'm just really looking forward to the next 5 years of my career, the new destinations, the new routes, especially transferring bases, hopefully more international trips coming my way, especially as I keep gaining little bits of seniority and whatnot. Thank you everybody so much for watching this video. Thank you for being here and for supporting me and my channel. I hope that you all are having a fabulous day. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. That does really help the analytics of not only this video but my channel as a whole. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe because I would love to see you again in future videos. Yeah, I hope that you're having a fantastic day. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.